Have you ever noticed that despite your best efforts to stay clean and fresh, your intimate skin feels dry, itchy, or just uncomfortable? It's a quiet struggle many women face as they get older, something rarely talked about but deeply felt. You might think that being extra diligent with hygiene, using scented soaps, long hot baths, or special wipes, is the key to feeling good down there. But what if those well-meaning habits are causing more harm than good? It's not about age catching up. Sometimes, it's the little things we do every day that silently damage this delicate skin. This is one of those small issues that often get overlooked, yet it impacts comfort and confidence more than we realize. In this video, we'll explore 7 common cleanliness habits that might be hurting your intimate skin without you even knowing it. And towards the end, I'll share simple, gentle changes you can make that will help you feel healthier and more comfortable every day. So stay with me, and let's take care of ourselves with kindness and understanding. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Habit 1. Using hygiene products with harsh chemicals or strong fragrances. There's a certain routine that many of us carry forward from our younger days, a belief instilled by mothers, grandmothers, or the advertisements that flashed across our TV screens decades ago. Cleanliness is next to godliness, they'd say, as they handed you a bar of soap that filled the whole bathroom with the sweet, lingering scent of lilies or fresh linen. Maybe you remember standing in the shower, feeling the bubbles slide over your skin, watching the steam swirl as that familiar perfume drifted upward, mingling with memories of summer mornings and the promise of a new day. But as the years have passed, the rituals haven't changed as much as we have. Maybe you still reach for that same brand of body wash or the floral-scented soap that reminds you of your mother's hands. There's comfort in these habits. Scents evoke nostalgia, and the act of cleansing feels like a way to renew yourself, especially in the quiet moments of early morning or the gentle hush before bed. It's only natural to want to feel fresh, especially in those intimate areas of our bodies that, for so many years, have been sources of pride, pleasure, and, at times, concern. What most of us don't realize, though, is that the very products we trust, those soaps, washes, wipes, and powders promising freshness, might be doing more harm than good, especially as our skin changes with age. If you've ever noticed dryness, irritation, or an uncomfortable itching that just doesn't seem to go away, you're not alone. For women over 60, this is more common than you might think. And the truth is, many women don't even consider that their hygiene routine could be the culprit. After all, isn't it better to be extra clean? But here's the twist. When it comes to intimate skin, especially as we age, gentleness is far more important than the promise of extra strength or long-lasting fragrance. Let's pause for a moment and consider this. Our culture has always placed such high value on scents. Think of those aisles in the grocery store lined with pink and purple bottles, promising to leave you smelling like a meadow or a tropical beach. Even the commercials have a certain authority, urging women to feel fresh all day or protect delicate skin. It's no wonder we reach for those products, especially when we want to feel confident, cared for, and perhaps most importantly, not old. But what if I told you that the skin in your intimate area is, quite literally, the thinnest and most delicate skin on your entire body? It's more absorbent, more sensitive, and more susceptible to irritation than anywhere else. This is especially true after menopause, when hormonal shifts cause the skin to lose some of its natural moisture and elasticity. The products we once used with no trouble can suddenly feel harsh. What was once invigorating can now be damaging. And yet, old habits die hard. It's easy to ignore a little dryness or the occasional itch. Maybe you chalk it up to aging, thinking, well, I'm getting older, what do I expect? But the science says otherwise. Many hygiene products, especially those with harsh chemicals or artificial fragrances, disrupt the natural pH balance of your intimate skin. This balance is crucial. It keeps good bacteria thriving and bad bacteria at bay, helping to prevent infections and irritation. When you introduce chemicals, parabens, sulfates, artificial scents, you can upset this balance, stripping away protective oils, drying out the skin, and creating an environment where irritation, itching, and even infections can flourish. Let's take a closer look at what's actually in these products. Flip over the bottle of your favorite wash or soap and you'll likely see a list of ingredients that sound more at home in a chemistry lab than your shower. Sodium lauryl sulfate, benzalkonium chloride, methylisothiazolinone, limonene, linalool, artificial colorants. Some are there to make the product foam or feel creamy, some to make it last longer on the shelf, and others simply to make it smell more appealing. But none of these ingredients are necessary for keeping your skin healthy. In fact, quite the opposite. There's real science behind why these ingredients can be so problematic for older women. As estrogen levels drop, the skin's ability to retain moisture decreases. The mucous membranes become thinner, less elastic, and more prone to microscopic tears. The natural acid mantle that protects us from harmful bacteria weakens. This is why even a soap that seemed gentle enough at 40 can become irritating at 70. Harsh chemicals and strong scents only make the situation worse, leaving your skin defenseless and uncomfortable. So, what can you do about it? The answer is both reassuringly simple and deeply empowering. Choose gentleness. Instead of reaching for the bottle with the fanciest scent or the promise of 24-hour freshness, look for fragrance-free, dye-free, and hypoallergenic products made specifically for sensitive skin. Avoid anything labeled antibacterial, as these products often contain ingredients that are too harsh for regular use. If you feel overwhelmed in the store, don't hesitate to ask your pharmacist or doctor for recommendations. Remember, you're not being fussy or overcautious. You're honoring the changes your body has been through and giving it the care it deserves. Let me share a story that might sound familiar. Linda, who turned 70 last spring, was always careful with her hygiene. She prided herself on being clean and well-groomed, the kind of woman whose friends would compliment her on always smelling nice. But over time, she began to notice a persistent dryness and burning sensation that just wouldn't go away. She tried switching to different brands, each promising something new, but nothing worked, until her daughter, a nurse, suggested trying a fragrance-free, gentle cleanser and skipping the scented wipes altogether. Within a few weeks, Linda noticed a dramatic improvement. Her skin was less irritated, she felt more comfortable, and perhaps most importantly, she realized that taking care of herself wasn't about fancy products or pleasing scents. It was about being gentle, being aware, and treating herself with compassion. If you take away just one thing from this story, let it be this. The goal isn't to feel younger or to chase after the way things used to be, but to honor the beautiful, changing body you have right now. You deserve comfort, confidence, and peace of mind every day. Don't be afraid to let go of the habits that no longer serve you. Remember, your worth isn't measured by how you smell or how clean you seem to others, but by the care, kindness, and respect you show to yourself. So the next time you're in the store, pause before reaching for the old familiar bottle. Ask yourself, does this product serve me at this stage in my life? If the answer is no, permit yourself to try something new. Gentle, fragrance-free cleansers, plain water, and soft, clean towels are often all you need to feel fresh and cared for. If you're ever in doubt, talk to your doctor or a trusted healthcare provider. You are your own best advocate. And finally, if you're struggling, know that you're not alone. So many women feel embarrassed or frustrated by these changes, but it's nothing to be ashamed of. Talking about it, learning together, and sharing stories are some of the best ways we can support each other through every season of life. So here's to a new kind of ritual. One that's about self-love, wisdom, and the courage to care for yourself in ways that truly matter. Habit 2. Taking very hot showers or soaking too long in the tub. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. There's something deeply comforting about a hot shower or a long soak in a warm bath, especially after a tiring day. Maybe you've found yourself standing under the steamy water, feeling it wash away the stress and aches of the day, or sinking slowly into a tub filled with bubbles and your favorite bath salts, relishing the warmth that wraps around your body like a soft hug. For many women over 60, these moments become cherished rituals, little sanctuaries of peace and renewal. But what if I told you that, as soothing as these hot baths and showers feel, they might be doing more harm than good to your skin, especially the delicate skin in your intimate areas? You may have heard that hot water opens your pores, or it's the best way to clean thoroughly, and those ideas certainly make sense. After all, warm water relaxes muscles, promotes circulation, and helps you feel refreshed. Yet, when it comes to skin health, especially as we age, there's a surprising twist that many of us don't realize. You might be wondering, how can something that feels so good hurt me? Isn't warmth supposed to be healing? The truth is that our skin, particularly the thin and sensitive skin around intimate areas, changes over time. After menopause, decreased estrogen levels mean your skin loses some of its natural oils and moisture. This delicate balance helps keep the skin soft, flexible, and protected from irritation. When you expose your skin to very hot water for too long, it can strip away these precious oils and natural defenses. In simple terms, think of your skin as a shield. Hot water is like a strong wind blowing away the protective layer, leaving the skin exposed and vulnerable. That's why you might notice your skin feeling dry, tight, or itchy after a hot shower or a long bath. And sometimes, the damage isn't just skin deep. Over time, frequent exposure to hot water can lead to inflammation, redness, and even tiny cracks or fissures that make the skin more susceptible to infections. Scientific studies back this up. Researchers have found that water above 104 degrees Fahrenheit, about 40 degrees Celsius, can damage the skin's natural barrier, especially when exposure lasts longer than 10 to 15 minutes. While that temperature might not seem extreme, it's surprisingly easy to get caught up in the comfort of a hot shower or bath without realizing the toll it's taking. For women over 60, whose skin is already drier and more delicate, these effects are even more pronounced. So, what's the good news? You don't have to give up your beloved showers or baths entirely. Instead, it's about finding a gentle balance, adjusting your routine in ways that preserve your skin's health without sacrificing the comfort and relaxation you deserve. Try lowering the water temperature to warm or lukewarm, around 98 degrees Fahrenheit to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 37 degrees Celsius to 38 degrees Celsius, which still feels cozy but is much kinder to your skin. Limit the time you spend soaking to no more than 10 to 15 minutes. And if you love the idea of a long bath, consider adding moisturizing oils or gentle bath soaks designed for sensitive skin, which can help replenish lost moisture rather than strip it away. Here's a little story that might resonate with you. Janet, a lively woman in her early 70s, loved her nightly ritual of a hot bubble bath. It was her way to unwind, soothe her aching joints, and treat herself after a busy day. But over time, Janet started noticing persistent dryness and itching in her intimate area. It made her feel uncomfortable and self-conscious. She thought it was just part of getting older until her granddaughter, a dermatologist assistant, suggested she try lowering the water temperature and shortening her baths. Janet was skeptical at first. After all, what's a bath without that warm, soothing water? But she gave it a try. Within a few weeks, she noticed her skin felt softer and less irritated, and the itching diminished significantly. Her baths still felt like the comforting retreat she loved, just a little gentler on her skin. If Janet's experience teaches us anything, it's that small, mindful changes can make a big difference. You don't have to give up the rituals that bring you joy, but adapting them to the needs of your body today can help you feel more comfortable, healthy, and confident. So here's a gentle reminder. Be kind to your skin. Listen to what it needs and honor it with a warmth that heals, not harms. Lower the water temperature, keep your baths and showers shorter, and nourish your skin with soft, moisturizing products afterward. These simple acts of self-care are powerful ways to embrace aging gracefully and lovingly. Remember, every day is a chance to nurture yourself, and you deserve that care and comfort now more than ever. Habit 3. Not changing clothes or towels frequently enough. For many of us, the rhythm of everyday life is shaped by small routines we hardly think about. Changing clothes in the morning, reaching for a fresh towel after a shower, folding laundry while the afternoon sun streams in. These tasks can feel automatic, almost comforting in their predictability. But as the years pass and life gets busier, or perhaps a little slower, it's easy to let some of these habits slide without even realizing it. Maybe it's the convenience of wearing a pair of comfortable pajamas for an extra night, or reusing a towel one more time because, after all, it doesn't look dirty. We tell ourselves, "I'm just at home most days. Is it so bad?" What if I told you that these small decisions, choosing not to change clothes or towels as often, could quietly be taking a toll on your intimate skin and your overall health? It's an idea that runs counter to what we might think. After all, if our clothes and towels seem clean, aren't they fine to use again? But sometimes, what we can't see is just as important as what we can. Let's pause and look beneath the surface. As we age, our skin becomes thinner and less resilient, especially in intimate areas. This makes us more vulnerable to irritation and infection. Even if a towel or set of clothes doesn't appear dirty, microscopic bacteria and fungi can linger in the fibers, thriving in the warm, damp environment left behind after a shower or a night's sleep. Every time we reuse them, we're reintroducing those germs to our most delicate skin. The science behind it is simple, yet important. When we shower or bathe, we're not just washing away dirt, we're also shedding dead skin cells, sweat, and natural oils. Towels soak up all of this, and even after drying, they can remain damp long enough for bacteria to multiply. Clothes, especially underwear or pajamas worn close to the body, also collect sweat and tiny skin particles throughout the day or night. This provides the perfect breeding ground for germs that our aging skin finds harder and harder to fight off. Over time, this can lead to irritation, rashes, itching, or even fungal infections, particularly in areas where the skin is most sensitive. So what's a gentle, realistic solution? Thankfully, it's not complicated or burdensome. Try to make a small habit of changing your underwear and sleepwear daily, even if you're just spending a quiet day at home. Swap towels every 2 or 3 uses, or more frequently if you're dealing with hot, humid weather or skin issues. When washing, use gentle, fragrance-free detergents and make sure towels and clothes are thoroughly dry before folding them away. If you struggle with laundry due to mobility or energy, consider keeping a simple weekly schedule. Perhaps setting out 3 to 4 fresh towels at the start of the week and lining up enough clean undergarments so you don't have to think twice. Let me share a story that might sound familiar. Ruth, a retired teacher in Ohio, prided herself on being thrifty and practical. She'd grown up in a big family, where nothing was wasted, and old habits stuck with her even after retirement. When her skin started feeling itchy and irritated, she blamed the winter weather, thinking, "It's just dry skin, it'll pass." Her daughter suggested changing towels and pajamas more often, but Ruth was skeptical. She'd always been careful, and besides, nothing looked or smelled wrong. Eventually, after a gentle nudge, she tried switching to fresh towels every couple of days and started changing her nightgown nightly. Within 2 weeks, the itching eased, and her skin felt softer. She realized the little extra effort made a real difference, not only in her comfort but in how she felt about caring for herself. This isn't about perfection. It's about small, loving steps you can take to honor your body as it changes. Sometimes, it's easy to dismiss these minor habits, especially when life feels overwhelming or routines are deeply ingrained. But you are worth the extra effort. These acts of self-care are more than chores. They're gentle reminders that your comfort, health, and peace of mind matter. So next time you hesitate to reach for a fresh towel or a clean pair of pajamas, remember, it's not about being wasteful or fussy. It's about giving your body the care it deserves, protecting your skin, your comfort, and your well-being. Every fresh towel, every clean set of clothes, is a quiet gift to yourself, a sign of respect for the life and wisdom you've earned. And if it feels like too much some days, that's okay. Do what you can, ask for help if you need it, and remember that every small choice counts. Little changes, practiced over time, can bring greater ease, health, and dignity into your daily life. You are not alone in this. So many women are making the same gentle shifts, learning to care for themselves with new understanding and kindness. Let's keep encouraging each other, one fresh start at a time. Habit 4. Rubbing or scrubbing the intimate area too hard. Many of us grew up hearing that good hygiene means being thorough, sometimes even vigorous, when it comes to washing. It's natural to think that scrubbing harder means cleaner skin, especially in those intimate areas where we want to feel fresh and comfortable. Maybe you've used a washcloth, a loofah, or your hands with firm pressure, thinking it's the best way to remove sweat, odor, or dryness. This habit often becomes automatic, something done daily without a second thought, until irritation or discomfort creeps in. You might have noticed little things, redness, itching, or a slight burning sensation after washing. Maybe you dismissed it as normal or blamed it on something else. But have you ever stopped to wonder if the way you're cleaning could cause harm? Could that firm rubbing be hurting your delicate skin instead of helping it? The answer is yes. Rubbing or scrubbing the intimate area too hard can damage the thin, sensitive skin there. Unlike other parts of the body, the skin in your intimate region is much thinner and more fragile. It serves as a protective barrier but is also vulnerable to irritation. When you scrub aggressively, you risk causing microtears, inflammation, and disrupting the natural balance of oils and bacteria that keep the area healthy. As we age, this sensitivity increases. After menopause, the skin loses moisture and elasticity due to lower estrogen levels, making it even more prone to damage. What once felt like a refreshing scrub in your 40s might now leave your skin raw and irritated. Scientific studies show that mechanical irritation from harsh scrubbing or rubbing can lead to skin barrier breakdown, increasing the risk of infections and chronic discomfort. So, how should you care for this delicate skin? The key is gentleness. Use lukewarm water and a mild, fragrance-free cleanser designed for sensitive skin. Instead of scrubbing, use your hands to gently cleanse the area with light, careful motions. Avoid rough washcloths or exfoliating tools in this area altogether. After washing, gently pat the skin dry with a soft towel. Never rub vigorously. Letting the skin air dry briefly before dressing can also help maintain comfort and prevent irritation. Let me tell you about Margaret, a woman in her late 60s who thought she was doing everything right. She took pride in her hygiene and believed that a good scrub was necessary to stay fresh. But over months, she began to experience persistent itching and soreness that made her dread shower time. It wasn't until she mentioned it during a doctor's visit that she learned scrubbing too hard was the likely cause. Margaret switched to a gentle routine, using her hands, a mild cleanser, and softly patting dry. Within weeks, her discomfort eased and showering became a pleasant, soothing part of her day again. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Margaret's story reminds us that caring for ourselves often means changing long-held habits in favor of kindness and respect for our body's evolving needs. You deserve to feel comfortable and cared for every day, without pain or irritation. So next time you wash, slow down and listen to your skin. Treat it as gently as you would the most delicate fabric in your wardrobe. This simple shift can make a world of difference in how you feel. Fresh, confident, and deeply cared for. Remember, aging gracefully isn't about perfection. It's about learning, adapting, and embracing self-love in every moment. You're worth that gentle touch. Habit 5. Not drinking enough water and poor diet. As we journey through life, many of us find that the simplest things can have the biggest impact on how we feel. One of those simple things, something we all know but often overlook, is drinking enough water and eating well. Maybe you've heard the advice countless times: drink 8 glasses a day, or eat your fruits and vegetables. It sounds easy, but life, habits, and sometimes changes in appetite or routine make it challenging to follow consistently. For women over 60, staying hydrated and nourished isn't just about feeling good. It's about caring for skin that's changing, becoming drier and more delicate, especially in intimate areas where comfort matters most. You may have noticed your skin feeling tight, itchy, or more sensitive than before, and wondered why. Sometimes it's easy to blame aging alone, but the truth is that what we put into our bodies plays a huge role. Have you ever paused to think, could not drinking enough water or missing key nutrients in my diet be behind some of these uncomfortable changes? It's a question worth asking because the answer can open the door to feeling better in small but powerful ways. Water is life's essential element. It hydrates every cell, flushes out toxins, and keeps skin soft and supple. As we age, our sense of thirst often dulls, making it easy to drink less than our bodies need without realizing it. Combine that with diets that might lack vital nutrients, like omega-3 fatty acids, vitamins E and C, or antioxidants, and the skin's ability to repair itself and stay healthy diminishes. Scientific research shows that dehydration contributes to dryness and reduced skin elasticity, while poor nutrition weakens the skin's protective barrier. The intimate skin, being thin and sensitive, suffers the most. Without enough water and the right nutrients, it can become cracked, irritated, and prone to infections. But here's the uplifting part. This is one area where your daily choices can truly make a difference, no matter your age. Drinking water regularly, even if it means setting gentle reminders, can restore moisture from the inside out. Including foods rich in healthy fats, like salmon, walnuts, or flax seeds, and plenty of colorful fruits and vegetables provide antioxidants and vitamins that nourish your skin and body. Let me share a story about Helen, a spirited woman in her 70s who loved gardening and family dinners but rarely thought about her hydration or diet in detail. Helen often felt dryness and irritation in her intimate area, a discomfort she accepted as part of getting older. After a routine checkup, her doctor gently suggested she focus on drinking more water and adding nutrient-rich foods to her meals. At first, Helen found it challenging to change habits she'd had for decades, but she began carrying a water bottle and adding leafy greens, berries, and fatty fish to her plate. Within a few weeks, she noticed her skin felt softer, her energy improved, and the irritation lessened. She felt empowered knowing that these simple changes helped her feel more comfortable in her own body. Helen's experience teaches us that caring for ourselves can be as straightforward as honoring our body's need for water and nourishment. You don't have to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Start with small steps. Sip water throughout the day, add a handful of nuts or a piece of fruit to your snack, and avoid a salad rich in color. These little habits build a foundation for skin health and overall well-being. Remember, your body is your lifelong companion, deserving of kindness and care. Embracing hydration and good nutrition is a powerful way to support your comfort and confidence every day. You deserve to feel vibrant and nurtured from the inside out. So today, raise a glass of water to yourself and the love you show your body. Celebrate the small choices that bring big changes. You're worth every sip and every nourishing bite. Habit 6. Ignoring symptoms and skipping doctor visits. There's a quiet, almost invisible habit that many women fall into as they get older. One that's not talked about much, but that has a real impact on our health and well-being. It's the tendency to brush off those small, nagging symptoms that pop up now and then. Maybe it's a little more itching than usual, a hint of dryness, a bit of discomfort, or a subtle change in odor. Maybe there's a spot that looks different or a pain that lingers longer than you remember from years past. These are the little whispers from your body, signs that something is changing. But after decades of taking care of everyone else, after years of pushing through aches and pains, it's easy to ignore those signals, chalk them up to just getting older, and move on with your day. Why do we do this? Maybe it's a mixture of modesty, fear, or just not wanting to make a fuss. You might think, "It's not that bad," or "I don't want to bother anyone, least of all my doctor." Some women feel embarrassed to bring up intimate symptoms, especially if they seem minor. Others grew up in a time when you only went to the doctor if you really needed to, when you were sick enough to miss work, or when something was obviously, undeniably wrong. But here's the gentle truth: those little changes in your body aren't always just age. Sometimes, they're your body's way of asking for help. Ignoring them doesn't make them go away. It just makes it harder to catch a problem early, when it's easiest to treat and least likely to affect your comfort and confidence. One of the most important lessons from modern medicine is that early detection saves lives and preserves quality of life, especially for women over 65. Let's talk about why this matters. As we get older, our bodies go through real, biological changes. Hormone levels shift, skin thins, immune systems weaken, and healing can take longer. Because of these changes, women are more likely to experience infections, skin conditions, and other health issues in intimate areas. Dryness, irritation, persistent itching, burning, or unusual discharge can be signs of simple things, like an imbalance in pH or a minor infection, but they can also signal more serious conditions, like lichen sclerosis, precancerous changes, or even cancer itself. The good news is that most of these conditions, when caught early, are treatable and manageable. A doctor or nurse practitioner can offer relief, reassurance, and advice. Sometimes just a change in routine, sometimes a simple cream or medication, and sometimes a thorough check to make sure everything is truly all right. But if we ignore the symptoms, hoping they'll just go away, we miss the window for easy fixes and peaceful reassurance. So what's a gentle, loving solution? The answer is simple in spirit, though sometimes hard in practice. Listen to your body, and don't be afraid to ask for help. If you notice a change, persistent itching, burning, an unusual smell or discharge, a sore that doesn't heal, or anything that just feels off, write it down. Keep a little notebook or calendar handy to track when symptoms start, how long they last, and whether they get better or worse. If a symptom sticks around for more than a few days, or if it worries you at all, pick up the phone and make an appointment. You are not bothering anyone by doing this. In fact, you are honoring your health and your life. I want to share a story that might sound familiar. Helen, a retired librarian in Minnesota, had always been healthy and active. She prided herself on her independence and rarely went to the doctor unless she absolutely had to. One spring, she started noticing mild but persistent itching and a slight soreness in her intimate area. She figured it was nothing, maybe a reaction to laundry detergent or just another sign of aging skin. Weeks passed, then months, and the symptoms got a little worse. Helen kept quiet, worried about wasting the doctor's time with what seemed like a minor issue. Finally, at her daughter's urging, she made an appointment. To her relief, her doctor quickly diagnosed a treatable skin condition and prescribed a simple ointment. The symptoms faded within days, and Helen was grateful, not only for the relief, but for the peace of mind that came from knowing she had taken care of herself. "I wish I hadn't waited," she told her daughter, "because the worry was worse than anything." Helen's story is not unusual. So many women delay seeking care, not because they don't care, but because they don't want to trouble anyone or they're afraid of what the doctor might find. But the truth is, asking for help is a sign of strength and wisdom, not weakness. Your doctor's office is there for you, and no concern is too small when it comes to your well-being. You have the right to feel comfortable, confident, and cared for at every age. If you find it hard to bring up intimate issues, consider writing down your questions before your visit, or practicing what you want to say. If you have a trusted friend or family member, ask them to come with you for support. And remember, doctors have heard it all before, and their job is to help you feel better, not to judge. So let this be your gentle encouragement. Don't wait for a small problem to become a big one. Listen to the signals your body is sending, and honor them with the attention they deserve. Your comfort and health are worth it, today, tomorrow, and every day after. You are never alone in this. Millions of women are learning to speak up for their needs and take charge of their well-being. Let's remind each other that asking for help is an act of self-love, and that every step toward care is a step toward living fully and confidently at any age. Habit 7. Using unsuitable toilet paper or wipes. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. For many of us, toilet paper and wipes are such everyday items that we rarely stop to think about their impact, especially on our most sensitive skin. You probably remember growing up with soft, familiar rolls stocked in the bathroom cabinet, or maybe even your mother's careful choice of certain brands. Today, though, the market is flooded with an overwhelming array of options. Scented, colored, textured, flushable wipes, moist towelettes, and more. It can be tempting to pick whichever feels convenient or promises extra freshness. But when it comes to intimate skin, especially as we age, the wrong choice can quietly cause discomfort, irritation, or worse. You might be surprised to learn that many popular toilet papers and wipes contain fragrances, dyes, and chemicals that aren't designed with delicate skin in mind. Even if a product smells lovely or feels thick and sturdy, these additives can trigger itching, redness, or dryness. Problems that become more common as our skin thins and loses moisture over time. Sometimes, what feels fresh in the moment can lead to lingering irritation later. Have you ever wondered why that burning or itching sensation shows up seemingly out of nowhere? Could it be your choice of toilet paper? It's a question many women don't ask, because it feels so routine, like a small detail hardly worth thinking about. But small details matter, especially when it comes to the sensitive areas that deserve gentle care. Scientific studies show that scented products and those with dyes or harsh chemicals can disrupt the natural balance of the skin's pH, weakening its protective barrier. This makes the skin more vulnerable to irritation, dryness, and infection. Wipes marketed as flushable often contain fibers and chemicals that don't break down well and can cause mechanical irritation if used aggressively. For women over 60, whose skin is already more fragile, these effects can be even more pronounced. So what can you do to protect your skin while maintaining cleanliness and comfort? The best approach is surprisingly simple. Choose soft, unscented, dye-free toilet paper made specifically for sensitive skin. If you prefer wipes, look for products that are alcohol-free, fragrance-free, and labeled safe for delicate skin. When using wipes, be gentle, avoid harsh rubbing, and consider using them only occasionally rather than every time. Remember that water and a soft cloth can be just as effective and kinder to your skin. Let me share a story that might sound familiar. Betty, a lively grandmother in Arizona, had always chosen toilet paper by brand loyalty rather than ingredients. She loved the scented varieties because they made her feel clean and refreshed. Over time, Betty noticed persistent itching and redness in her intimate area. It was uncomfortable and embarrassing. After talking with her daughter, who works as a nurse, Betty switched to unscented, ultra-soft toilet paper and stopped using scented wipes altogether. The difference was remarkable. Within a few days, the irritation faded, and she felt more comfortable throughout the day. Betty now tells all her friends, sometimes the smallest changes make the biggest difference. This habit isn't about perfection or fear. It's about kindness, to your body and to yourself. Choosing the right toilet paper and wipes is a simple act of self-care that honors the unique needs of your skin as it changes with age. You deserve to feel comfortable, confident, and free from unnecessary irritation. So next time you shop, take a moment to read the labels. Look for fragrance-free, dye-free, and hypoallergenic. Trust your skin signals, and don't be afraid to try something new. If irritation persists, talk to your healthcare provider. They can offer guidance tailored just for you. Remember, every thoughtful choice you make is a step toward greater comfort and well-being. You have the wisdom to care for yourself in ways that truly matter, and the power to create daily rituals that nurture and protect you. You're not alone on this journey, and together, we can embrace self-care with grace and gentle attention. As we come to the end of this conversation, I want to remind you that caring for your intimate skin is an important part of loving and respecting yourself, especially as your body changes with age. The habits we've talked about today might seem small or even harmless, but they can quietly affect your comfort, confidence, and overall health. Whether it's choosing gentle hygiene products, lowering the water temperature of your showers, changing your clothes and towels regularly, or paying close attention to symptoms and doctor visits, each step matters. Remember, your skin is delicate and deserves kindness. It's perfectly okay to rethink old routines and make adjustments that honor the wisdom your body has gained over the years. These changes aren't about perfection or feeling pressured. They're about gentle care that helps you feel fresh, comfortable, and confident every day. If you take away one thing from this video, let it be this: you deserve to feel good in your own skin, literally and figuratively. Don't be afraid to listen to your body, to ask for help when you need it, and to embrace habits that nurture your well-being. Small shifts can lead to big improvements, and you're never alone on this journey. If this video helped you, please like and share it with friends or family who might benefit. And I'd love to hear your stories or questions. Feel free to leave a comment below. Together, we can support one another in embracing self-care, respect, and comfort at every age. Thank you for spending this time with me. Here's to your health, your happiness, and your beautiful journey ahead.